social work. We are opportunities and platforms available for social workers. In his 18 and more years of experience, Dr. Anish has assumed prominent roles in National AIDS Control Organization, National Health Mission, State Council for Education, Research and Training, Good Ministry Mission, and many more. He has worked as an exchange faculty to University of Utah, USA. He has remained chairman of Board of Studies, Social Work at MG University, Mahatma Gandhi University, Rajagiri College of Social Sciences, and Columbia University. Career guidance has been a much demanded session by students of social work, and we are truly honored to have Dr. Anish K R, renowned faculty in social work with diverse experience leading this session. We welcome you, sir. Hello, Anish, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Are we ready to go?
Yes, sir. So you can take over now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lashmi. So thank you, Lashmi, for this opportunity to be with you all. And it's a privilege to interact with students of this prestigious university. And everyone who's studying social work look forward to an opportunity to study in Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I'm really happy to see that you all are privileged and competent to be part of this great institution. So I deem this as a privilege to interact with you on social work career prospects. I want this session to be an interactive process. I want you to be involved in the whole process. Whomever is possible, you can switch on your video so that I have some interaction, so that I don't interact just with the screen. Because now the new normal, we all interact online, but at times it's become very difficult to, because we are human relations professionals. So if some of you are able to switch on your videos, I would be very happy to have your videos on, so that if your technology limitations are there, no problem. Otherwise, I would appreciate at least few of faces so that I can get some motivation from you to continue my session. I think that's not the trend. Okay, Sumedha, thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, Rahul. Okay, so I'm able to see Sumedha, Rahul, and Rashmi and Pooba. So thank you. Now, let us start. So I don't want to, this session, though the videos are not on, but I'll be having some activities for you to answer, to respond to. So please don't hesitate to respond. I want your responses. That is very important. Okay. I know that whatever I'm going to speak are not going to be something which is new to you all. You might have heard this, read this, you would have been aware of this, but I'm just putting this structure of how we look at our career. So let me start presenting my slides. Okay. So thank you. Now this is a thought, another hour we will be spending on discussing about a process of how we step on to the ladder of success in our career. I know that all of us, when we join for a professional program, we expect that we need to succeed. We need to achieve something in our lives. And you're all serious about it. You thought about this great institution. You struggle hard to get into this admission, which is not very easy. Among thousands of people that applied for a social work program in Tata Institute, very few get into that. So we look upon you as people who are cream, people who are interested in social work. So this is really looking at how you step on your ladder of success. Now we know that our launching has to happen. So the launch has to happen from early career to the mid career to launch. So you have to establish yourself in a career of social work. And when I look around, I see a lot of successful people in social work. A lot of very successful people. People are really doing great work in the field of social work, maybe as an entrepreneur or maybe as an NGO director, maybe as an employer in an organization, maybe an employee in an organization, maybe a director, maybe whatever positions, maybe a counselor also. So whatever positions they are in, social workers are able to contribute greatly to the professional practice. Now, my question is, have you started your journey? You started a journey with while joining for a MSW program. You started a journey. Where you want to finish it? Where you want to finish it? What way you need to be known as? What way you need to leave? What mark you want to leave on this world before we depart? So that's a big question for a social worker, because you're not dealing with machineries. You're not dealing with softwares. You're dealing with human beings. So are we able to make some mark on the lives of people as well as our own mark in the world as a professional? So let's start this journey of thought process on that. So my thought process will be wholly on that, how we are able to mark our presence in this world. Now I have few stories. I'm going to talk about few people uh, whom I know who seems to be successful. They're not the ultimate success, but they have been little successful. And my disclaimer is that I've not taken permission from any of them for telling about their story in your group. But I have used only the materials available in the public domain. That means they have a profile which is available in public domain. So I'm just talking from that. Okay. So that with that disclaimer, I start. And now I want to talk about few people in your Tata Institute alumni and faculty who are, I've seen, you could see the names of people. The first person I want to talk is a person, his name is, let him come. I'm taking his LinkedIn account. He is Mr. Abhijit Prabhugate. He was an alumni of Tata Institute of Social Sciences. He was my, I would say, my classmate in National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore. And later we have been close friends. So there's some technical delay. It's not getting opened, but it will open. So he is actually heading the CSR division of HDFC. He has done his master's in Tata Institute. Then he went on to MPhil in clinical social work or psychiatric social work from National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences. Then he went to USA for his PhD degree, that too on a full scholarship, not a paid study visa, but a full scholarship PhD work. He went to USA, he came back and he worked in several positions, mostly in research, and he reached the position of a head of the CSR programs of HDFC Bank. That's what his profile says. I don't know what is happening with the network. It was quite all right till now. I don't know. Oh God. Let me switch off some of these links. Um, it should have worked because I have kept it ready. 1 second, maybe it's I taken from the link. Just give me a moment.
Sir, you can try turning your video off for some time.
Okay. Uh, that is possible. It's not because the video. No, I have connected to a better network before starting session so that there's no technical glitches like this. But this happens. This happens. Okay. Now I got his. Okay. Done. So he's actually had the monitoring and impact of CSR HDFC Bank. So what I'm telling is this, you can see his LinkedIn profile. So he has done his master's in Tata Institute, MPhil in Enhanced, then went to USA for PhD work, then worked in several positions. See, he was a head of the. I'll be asking a question after this. Okay, please listen to these stories. So, he's head of the monitoring and impact of CSR in the HDFC Bank. He was a research director in Center for Social Impact and Philanthropy, senior manager programs, research and M&D specialist, director of knowledge, and he did his PhD from Illinois, Chicago, in his PhD work. He never stayed in USA. He came back. Okay, so that is he studied in implants, all those things. I told his profile. This is the first person I want to talk to you about. Now the second person is none other than one of your faculty colleague in your university. You might be knowing Dr. Jacqueline Joseph. Dr. Jacqueline Joseph is actually the chairperson of the Center for Disaster Management in your university. So I know her because she was just senior to me in my while I was doing my MPhil in implants. So she was just senior. So we were very close friends. So Jacqueline started her MPhil in implants immediately after the master's in social work. Then she also did her PhD in social work from implants, where again, she completed her PhD in 1.5 years time or before her actual time. She was supposed to submit a PhD in 2 years time because that's the minimum time required for a PhD to be completed after MPhil. Then she completed beforehand and she waited for the day to come to submit a PhD and got her PhD award within a few months. Now she worked few years, 1 or 2 years in Rajagiri, in my college. Then she moved to Tata Institute for with her after her marriage with her husband who is working in Reserve Bank. Now she is one of the she was the dean of the Tata the disaster management wing and also chairperson of the department. Now she has grown to that level. So she had a clear trajectory of moving to a higher level where she is reached a position there. I'm not telling none of these achievements are the ultimate achievements, but few people. Now third person is Dr. P.K. Shahjahan, your dean in your Tata Institute of Social Sciences, one of our alumni. He studied in Rajagiri and he worked in early levels in some non-government organizations. Now you know who is he there in your organization. So the third person is Dr. Shahjahan. He is actually the dean in your of academics in your university. And they're all in their 40s. Okay, all understand that all of them are in their 40s. They have several years to go in their career. So why I'm telling is that the trajectory they have reached now is not the end. Now they are in the 40s and they have reached this position. Now I also want to talk about this person. Probably I'll take the LinkedIn and show you this person. This person is an alumni of our own university, but he's been a global head. Okay. Okay. So he is another friend of mine. We worked together in a college for some time while teaching. He is now the director and global head of the one of the very important foundations of CSR, Faisal and Shabana Foundation. Both he work in UAE and India, and they have programs in 6 countries. He's heading that. He's just in the middle of his 40s. Now, he started his career as a teacher in social work, then gradually moved to monitoring and evaluation, then moved to the director of Indo Global Social Service Society, then moved to the level of this organization for the last 7 years. And his team has made a number of government schools in Kerala at par with international standards. So they have a model of school capacity enhancement of schools and the CSR program of their schools. They've developed schools into a level of international standard schools, government schools. They ranked one of the best schools among the Kendriya Vidyalayas or among the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas, the government school, which was not the situation earlier. So this team. So he's another person I wanted to talk about. He's into the director of this particular organization, global head of that, and he was the director of Indo Global Social Service Society earlier. He worked with Project Consent International. So another person. So he again started us is an MSW. Then he did his PhD, and he just continued stepping up one step ahead, and now he's in this position. Now I also want to. I don't want to bore you too much with so many people. But I also want to talk about another person who is right now, his name is Jyothisharan. He right now works with WHO, World Health Organization. He started his master's in social work, did his MPhil in social work, then he got a Wellcome Trust scholarship, and he did his master's in public health in along with the King's College London. Then his career from there, it has moved to the level where now he is a technical officer in World Health Organization. Now I have several examples of people who have done masters in social work and moved to WHO, UN organizations and places like that through hard work, through their efforts. Now, the last person I want to talk is, okay, I have his slide here. Another friend of mine who has done MPhil in social work, psychiatric social work from NIMHANS. Now, he is a professor in a university in USA. And one of the important thing is that he was, in fact, he was a classmate of Dr. Jacqueline. Now, what happened was he wanted to achieve in his life. He came from a middle class family. He studied in government schools and things like that. After his MSW, he was my senior, just senior in MSW also. See, he was very particular that he will go for MPhil program in NIMHANS. He chose that. Then he studied for 1 year for that thing, and he got into the first chance. At that time, it was very difficult. The number of seats were very limited in NIMHANS, and only 12 seats. And out of that reservation and all that, they have only 5-6 seats in general category. He got in there. After that, he decided that he will do his PhD in USA. That was his determination. He was determined. He decided that 1 year he worked in NIMHANS as a consultant. During that time, he prepared well for the competitive examination in USA. He did his GRE as well as TOEFL exams, and he got it with the highest scores. He applied to 6 universities. He got admissions in all the universities in the USA because of high score. And he joined with a middle level university because he wanted to have more experience in the University of Denver. Then he did his PhD there. While doing the PhD, he was a teaching assistant, so he was teaching some courses. On the day of submission of your PhD, he joined the next university as a faculty because he had this experience. Now he's a professor there. But the good thing is that you see his positions there. He is in USA in his 40s, again in 40s, okay, middle 40s, chair of the CSW Council of Global Social Issues, member of the CSWB, this Council for Social Work Education in the USA is one of the pioneering important bodies accredit social work programs in the country. So why these people are able to make success? How these people are able to make success? So I have a small task for you. I want you to just write a few sentences or 1 or 2 sentences. What probably helped these people to succeed in your career? I don't say they have succeeded fully, but I have a link given in the chat box. Please click on the link and you will be directed to a place where you can just answer this question. What was the success mantra? What was secret of these people's success? Why these people succeeded from whatever story I've told you? You can just write down few points. Okay, just click on the link. The link is already in your chat box. Just type 1 sentence. That's enough. Or if you want to write more, you can write. Or if you want to write a phrase, you can do that. You can write a word, you can do that. Just do that, so that I want this to be more interactive and engaging rather than I'm just talking to you. Okay. So I'm waiting for responses. Please.
Sir, we can't find that link in chat box. Can you
Yes,
post it
yes,
again?
Oh,
that
sorry.
indicates-
I think there was a message. The message went to Lakshmi by mistake. It was
Yes, sir.
the direct message. I have posted it once again. Thank you. I'm happy that you were. Okay. Good that I'm getting responses now. 6 responses, very good. I like your speed. Very good, excellent. Determination, highest dream, determination, roadmap and hard work, clear goals, higher studies above MSW. Yes, good. Persistent, hard work, dedication and clear vision. Determination, perseverance, principles of social justice, good planning and clear vision, pre-planning and subsequent hard work, hard working with dedication, had a plan, about what to do of after MSW. Good institutions, clear vision, dedication, patience, hard work, knowledge, determination, clarity, focus on clarity in mind, determination and knowing ultimate goal, hard work, good. 31 responses: planning, commitment, planning, execution, social commitment, dedication, planning, hard work, punctuality and timing, resilience, hard work, exploring beyond. Great. Success was possible because of their knowledge, dedication, and motivation to work for the people. Yes. Sheer determination and aspiration, systematic and structure. Yes. Passion, desire to achieve. This is inspiration. Thank you. Higher studies, a clear vision, stability, hard work, patience, planning, and discipline. Having set a goal. Good. 36 responses. Fantastic. We will stop. You can continue writing, but I will continue with my session because we have a time limit. Thank you. So the major points were commitment, passion, competence, attitudes, efforts, right decisions, and many of these things you mentioned. So a success does not happen accidentally. We all know that. All happens with efforts, planned efforts. No success happens with just accidental achievements. Some people achieve things in their life through accident, but that is not long lasting. What lasts long is something which we achieve through hard work, through enhancing our own competence, attitudes. You answered me every question, so I don't have to explain these things. So I always tell the students that we need to be professionals. And the professional, who is a professional? So I always tell my students, one is that we are not one person, we are three people. You have heard about the concept of Trinity, isn't it? Have you heard about Trinity? So we are not one person, we are three people. Why we are three people? So I would say, as a person who is practicing professional social work or learning professional social work, we represent three entities. The first entity is our own self. We are representing ourselves. Second is we represent our profession of social work. Okay. And the third is we represent our institutions wherever you work. For example, when you go for a field placement, you represent Tata Institute of Social Sciences. When you represent Rajagiri, I represent Rajagiri when I engage a session with you. I represent not myself, I represent my institution, Rajagiri College of Social Sciences. I represent the profession of social work, so that whatever I do, I talk, the actions I perform, all will be evaluated based on these three dimensions. I'm not going to be just one. So it's not that just Anish does it, not that Lakshmi does it, not that someone of you does it. It's not your name, but it is you plus the institution plus the profession. So always keep in mind that whatever we do as a professional, the way we think, the way we speak, the words we utter, the actions we take in terms of your presence in social media, wherever you are, all will determine these three things. So after some time, what happens when you go to an agency and do your field work, and the agency says, no, we had students from Tata Institute, but they were not expected to the expected level. Or else they will say, yes, fantastic students, beautiful. The Tata students are really good. We should take someone like that. So the way of expression will be based on your actions, your thought process, your words. Typically in Malayalam, we say, I know that majority of you are not Malayalis, but I just want to say this thing. They say, Nippa, Nadappa, Notam, Irippa, Vak. Okay, how you stand, how you sit, how you talk, what type of words you use, how you converse, everything matters in a professional. So our actions are very important. So for example, I would say social media use. One of the very good example is social media use. We have a Facebook profile, we have an Instagram profile, we have a WhatsApp profile, we may have a LinkedIn profile too. So how you represent yourself. Now I have seen that organizations started looking at LinkedIn profile for employment. They started recruiting people based on your LinkedIn profile. I have had in the last, not to tell about me, last 1 year or 1.5 years, I had got calls from 3 universities. 2 private universities had called me to take up a position with them. I'm not exaggerating what I'm telling, but I'm telling because just because the LinkedIn profile, just because the LinkedIn. So what you do, what do you type of things you share, what type of information you have, what is your profile in the LinkedIn, all matters. So that is very important. So the way your actions, how you become professional, the way you interact with a particular comment, how you write a comment in the comment box, how you, what type of topics you share, and these are all being watched. Now we know, now recently we got this message from the WhatsApp that our privacy is going to be taken away. Our privacy has gone much before. Our privacy has gone much before. If you are into internet, your privacy is already gone. But now people are watching. People are watching. As a professional, what you do, what you tell in public also matters. Not just your presentation as yourself, but a social member. So all those things are part of professionalism. The view need to think from a professional point of view. We need to utter words based on professional point of view. Our action need to be that. Nothing to be elaborating more. I have a small activity, furthermore activity for you, because I know continuous lecturing will bore you. So I'm just giving you another activity. I'm just using one tool only today for your convenience, because in a session, I don't want to use so many tools. The same tool which you have used earlier, I'm just linking, putting one link there. Only 2 questions. I don't bore you with so many questions. 2 questions. Only 2 questions. Okay. 2 slides actually. 2 questions. There are few questions, but 2 slides only. Just click on the link and try to answer these questions. Excellent. I got so many responses for the previous thing. Now I move to the next one. You can already answer the questions. Activity. I got 27 responses for the first question. It asks you 4 questions. The first question is, I am proud to be a social worker. I'm really happy to see that that was the question which had the highest answer or the highest score. That is, majority of you think you are proud to be a social worker. That's the first beginning of to be a good social worker. Now, the second thing is, I have identified passion in social work. Yes, not bad, 74%. Now I have a career plan, 64%, not that great. I have started working on my career plan, 3 points for that, 6.8, 68%. That's okay. Now, next question. How much are you satisfied with your activities? This is very important for all of us. We have to ask ourselves this story, where do my graphs stand? How am I satisfied with the education? 80%, that's good. How much I'm satisfied with my own leisure activities? 64, not that great. Personal growth, 66, not that great. Health, 78%, probably could have been better. Relationships, 72%, still could have been better. So these are 2 things which I want you to emphasize on in this session. The first question, all the questions are going to be about the topics I'm going to discuss in today's session. First thing is that our proud moments to be a social worker, that's great. But 3 other things: your passion in social work, your niche in social work, career plan, and how you started working on your career plan. All are important. Second aspect is the matter of your own personal self. How much are you satisfied with regard to your education, leisure, personal growth, health, relationships? So I could see that area is bit more, could be improved. Yes, we'll come to that. So thank you for your participation. So I want to engage you. That's why sorry for giving you some trouble. Hope you might have not bought. Now, this is another action. Again, look at yourself, reflect. This is a table which I'm going to show you. You just look at that. So what are they? This is actually a 4-quadrant graphical presentation. In that, there are certain activities we do that make us feel good. Okay? There are certain activities which make us feel good. There are certain activities which make us do not feel good. There are certain activities which give us, oh, sorry. Okay, so there are certain things which do not give you feel good factor. Some activities you do not add value to our life, some add value. Let us evaluate our own 24 hours time. I've done this exercise with my students about how much time. So they ask them to write down the 24 hours they have and how do they spend time. Then I ask them to put those activities into this category, these 4 quadrants. So there are certain things which you feel good and add value to yourself. That's one area. There are certain things we do, we feel good, but then that may not add value to our life. That may be the second quadrant. The third, I don't know whether you are able to see the last part. That's do not add value below part. So there are certain things which you do not add value as well as do not feel good. There are certain things you add value, but you don't feel good. So let us see what are they. So activities which give you feel good factor and add value are going to give you growth. Okay. Something which you feel good but do not add value, like the social media, all type of usage of such things, internet and things like that, can be distraction, because you may feel good while doing it, but do not add value to your life. Now, there are certain things which add value, but you may not feel it good, because discipline. For example, you need to go to the field practicum agencies on time. You have to engage with the clients. You have to come back with a report. You have to submit the report on time. All are discipline. So it may add value to your life, but it may not give a feel good factor. And the fourth dimension is pressure. You feel do not add value as well as you don't feel good also. There are certain things you do out of pressure. So let us look at our own life on this. What is the best habit? Where do I stand? What are the items in my 24 hours? Where are the items falling into? Are they falling into the growth part? Are they falling into distraction part? Are they falling into discipline part or the pressure part? Let us evaluate ourselves. So when you look at yourself, you can understand that some of these things, reading a book, connecting with people, or self-care, all can be growth producing things. Exercise, eating healthy, drawing boundaries, all can be discipline activities. Something which you do, make comparison with people. You make comparison because you go to social media and see somebody else posting a comment. You feel comparing yourself to them. Then there are a lot of activities which can distract you. So let's evaluate ourselves, because this is very important for a person to be successful in our career. So let us have more growth oriented activities so that we will be able to achieve. The growth will come only when you love doing things which you are supposed to be doing. You have heard about Ikigai philosophy, the passion philosophy. I'm not getting into that. So let us develop that. The other thing is that a balance is important. We did this exercise by I asked you this question: how do you rate your work, education, leisure activities, and things like that? In this graph, people can have different type of graphs. So I would say a graph which is balanced, which has or almost like a rectangle here, probably will be better. So balancing every aspect of life is important for us to achieve in life, succeed in our life. Now, are we in our comfort zones, or do we want to move towards the growth zone? The question is very simple. Sometimes we feel so comfortable in our comfort zone because this is okay. But after some time, when you reach my age, the 40s, then you look back and you see 21 years of social work career, what have you achieved? You look at that. And I look into LinkedIn profiles of my friends. I look at, okay, Abhijit was my classmate. He is on top of a NGO CSR program. Jacqueline was my just senior, and she is dean. She was the dean of the social program, and she was also chairperson of the university. Looking at Joni Augustine, who is a professor in university in USA, as well as he is into CSWE. So I will have a lot of comparison at 40s. So what will happen? You feel so discomfort at that point of time. Whatever comfort we feel, I felt it early. I would not feel the same thing at some point of time in the early middle ages. You know that the middle ages is the time where you take stock of your life achievement. So we need to come out of our comfort zones and go to the growth zone. Okay. So are we prepared? It is, we have numerous opportunities in front of us, numerous opportunities. How we make use of that opportunities are very, very important. We have numerous opportunities in front of us. Okay. Are we prepared to reach there? Are we ready to put the efforts for that? That's very important. Now, I have to ask you this question. Have you considered these things? There are 5 things I'm going to talk now, very important aspects. If you are able to address to these 5 things, I would say 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, you all will be in flying colors. You will be achieving something great in your life. These 5 things are very important. Please listen to me carefully. Okay. The first one, have you identified your niche? What you are good at, what you really want to do, what you are loving to do. How you identify your niche in your personality, in your life, in your career, what you want to achieve. So identify your niche. What is that? It is something you love to do, something you really want to achieve, something you possess and which you can empower and improve upon. That's the first thing. Identify niche. Or else ask yourself, what is my niche? There are a lot of exercises available to understand your own niche. Go ahead on Google and identify that and do that. What is my niche? Identify that. That's the first thing. Second, what is my passion? Identify. What is your passion? So that whatever you do for a job will be liked by you. You will love whatever you do. Suppose if I'm a teacher, I love teaching means I will do with passion, or else what will happen, it becomes a duty for me. You know the word difference between duty and responsibility. In English, people, duty means something which we do as a burden. So what happens, passionate people do with a lot of interest and liking and love for the work. So develop that passion. So identify your passion so that we will turn ourselves to that passion. The third thing is your strengths and attitudes. Look at your own strengths. What are my possibilities? What are my strengths? Now, there is a very popular approach called character strength assessment. In positive psychology, they say if you're able to identify your character strengths, the 5 core character strengths, if you foster them, if you develop them fully, then you will achieve in life. You will be the happiest person in the world. Seligman and his team has done an assessment procedure called the VAA character assessment. I'll show you the website link a little later. Now that is very important. Understand your strengths, understand your passion, understand your niche, work according to that, find an employment according to that, understand your attitudes. Sometimes people who have difficulty in accepting others, difficulty, social workers are not supposed to, but sometimes difficulty, then you can't be a good counselor. You can't be a compassionate development professional. You have to look at something else. So attitudes are very important. Learning attitude is very important. Now, goals and career trajectory. Where do you want to reach? What are your goals? Understand that. Understand your goals, then understand your career trajectory. Make a career plan. Make a career plan. So now many of you said that you have not made a clear career plan because only 64, 74%, 68% people were telling that. Good. So that's the time. Now this is the time to think about this. So look at these 5 dimensions: niche, passion, strengths, goals, and career plan. If you are able to work on these 5 dimensions, I'm guaranteeing that you will succeed if you do this very carefully. Okay. Now, this is a question I want to ask yourself. Okay. This is actually taken from a very popular mentoring model called WDEP model, or which is emerged from the reality therapy principles. Now ask yourself this question. What is the question you want to ask yourself? The 4 questions you have to ask yourself. What are the questions you have to ask yourself? You ask yourself today, what are you doing now? Okay, I know you are sitting in front of the screen or switched off the screen and wandering around in a Zoom meeting. Now you know what you're doing now. But ask yourself what you are doing these days. Oh, sorry. The first question was not that. Sorry. I confused. The first question was what you want in life. Ask yourself what you want in life. Okay. So you can write down what you want in your life. Maybe success, maybe positions, maybe money, whatever you write it down. Now ask your second question, what you are doing now. Okay. The second question is the D is doing. W stands for want and D is for doing. Now, third question is what evaluate. Evaluation is what you ask yourself again, am I going to get what I want from whatever I am doing now? Did you get me? Okay. So ask yourself first, the first question is what you want. Second question is what you are doing now. The third question is, are you getting whatever you want from whatever you're doing now? Your today is giving you what you want. Now, the last thing is that if you are having an answer no, yes, I am not getting what I want from this, then you can plan. Next is planning. What is planning? Take an action plan, make an action plan. What I should be doing to achieve what? I have used this in family therapy. I have practiced as a clinical social worker and I have practiced family therapy. So I use this very much in family therapy with couples. You know, when couples come, no, husband will say, you know, then they are in conflict. They have been conflicting for several years. They want to somehow somebody has referred them for a therapy and they are in front of you. And I'll ask them, usually ask them, what do you want? Both husband and wife. And husband will say, I want peace and happiness. What the wife will say, I want care and concern. Okay, both of them want something. They are clear about it. Now, question is, what are you doing now? What are they doing now? Fighting every day. When husbands comes home late, wife starts shutting off the door, open the door and shut off the door. Then husband start shouting. They get into trouble again. So they are actually. Now I ask you, are you getting peace and happiness from this? I ask the husband. I ask the same thing to the wife. Are you getting concern and care and love from your husband? The answer is no. So whatever you're doing now is not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to help. Solution focused therapy believe in that. You say whatever is working, let us do it again and again. That solution focused approach is say. Likewise, in this reality approach, it says that okay, if something whatever you're doing now is not helping to get what you want in life, then change it. Change it. So that's the question I want you to ask. For a career, this is very, very, very important. Ask yourself this question: what you want. I did a project with the funding of Government of India for a school-based randomized control trial project, which used this philosophy only, nothing else. I have had a pilot coming up from that government school child. One of my projects, one of the child who has attended this program became a pilot. I'm not joking. Okay, after this program because he seriously took it. He took it seriously because of that. So if you do that, so WDEP is a very good philosophy for us to work on our lives any time, a review of our own life, reflecting on our own lives. So am I getting the best from whatever I'm doing? If I'm not getting, I have to plan, I have to go forward. So I think this is a lot of advices. So I'll go to some concrete substance now. Now, this is a step. Now, what you do next? Now, this is character strength. I told you this, you can assess yourself so that you understand. This is a site called VAA character. You can search, few questions are there. You will be identifying your own 5 strengths. So like this, you get a score. So you can understand what is your strengths and you can foster that so that we can be successful. Lakshmi, am I going too fast?
No, sir, you're not.
My pace is okay.
Yes, yes.
You know, I'm a fast speaker, so please accommodate. If you are I'm going fast, please comment and say, shout, please stop. Don't do this. Don't do this. Please stop. If you want us to understand, please stop, speak slowly. You tell me that. Okay. Now, what are the strategies? There are some strategies. What are the strategies? One strategy. There are few strategies I listed here. The first strategy is, you can see, but I cannot see it because okay. Whenever you want to achieve in life and career, always understand that you should have a mentor. Who is a mentor? You not be a teacher from your college. It could be someone else. A mentor is very important to handhold you, to help you to develop, to evaluate yourself, reflect practice, and help you in the time of crisis. So have a mentor. So people who had mentors in their lives have succeeded in their lives. They have succeeded because they have been helped by mentors who have more experience than them. It's not counseling. It is not counseling. It is not help seeking, but you can get a mentor. The first thing. The second thing is use your optimum potential. Understand who you are. Understand who you are, what I can, what I cannot, so that we can optimally use our potential. Not stretch yourself beyond a point where you cannot, but stretch yourself to the point where you can reach your potential, use your potential fully. Maximize your opportunities. When you use your potential, you are going to maximize your opportunities. When you get a chance to take a leadership position, do it. When you get a chance to speak in an audience, do it. When you get a chance to interact with a stranger, do it. When you get a chance to interact with CEO of a company, do it. That builds up our confidence, builds up our confidence. So use optimum potential, maximize our opportunities. Always keep a track of your achievements. The PERMA theory, that's PERMA theory is from the Seligman's theory of happiness. One of the major elements of PERMA theory says that accomplishments matters. Some people say, no, I am not bothered about success. I know I'm not bothered about winning something. No, but success matters. Achievement matters. However small it is, let us celebrate, track your own achievements. Small thing, maybe a small thing. I consider today is an achievement for me that coming to you and talking to you all. I'm talking to the cream social professionals in the country who are budding professionals in the country who are studying Tata Institute of Social Science. Thanks to Lakshmi. She was my student earlier. Okay, so what is that? So track your achievements. Always be proud of your achievements, smaller, bigger, whatever it is. But accomplishments matters in our life. Do that. Then involve in professional development. Very important. Be a member of a professional association. Work for the profession. Involve in our own professional development. Engage in some technical activities. For example, there are a lot of webinars happening. Now, people say the number of webinars around us is more than number of corona cases, COVID cases. All right, but choose some. Go and attend it. You may get one item. Now, there was opportunity for many of your friends to attend, but only 50 or 57 of you are here. That's all right, but involve in your own professional development. Coursera, edX, lot of online MOOC platforms gives you opportunities to learn things. Have you done that? 9 months of lockdown, 10 months of lockdown. Did we do anything to improve ourselves? How many courses you have done? How many online lectures you attended? What were the learning you had? I have a student, he's from Nepal. He sends me every day because I'm actually involved in the professional association here in Kerala. We have a Kerala Association of Professional Social Workers. I'm actually leading the Kerala Association's Skills Academy. So we conduct regular training programs for students. So this person is an MSW student. He came from Nepal. Every day he'll send me a message. Sir, do we have any training program, any link for a webinar today? He never wanted a certificate. I never saw that he got a certificate, but he attended some 270 programs. I asked him to write one paragraph about each of the program. It's like a book now. I'm not joking. So our interest in professional development is very, very important. Lifelong learning, continuous education, all are important because social professionals, many times what happens, no, they don't do. Once they get an MSW, they are done with it. You identified with the success models. They are all done with additional courses, additional programs, public health programs. Very good. You are in a public health, then you would go and do something very related to public health. Or in your niche area, try do some training. Don't attend everything. There is no point in doing that. You attend something which is important for you. Professional development is very important. Now, learn beyond your curriculum. Curriculum is just a guideline. That's the bare minimum. So as a professional who look forward to achieve greater heights, you are not supposed to study. That is for mediocres. That is for the lower end people who just want to pass the MSW and get a job. That is for those people. But for you, it's not. It is not. So what is for you? You are to learn beyond your curriculum. A curriculum is just a guideline. This is the bare minimum. What you learn extra, research potentials, opportunities. I know that Lakshmi was involved with one of my projects earlier. I remember, UGC DAT project, Lakshmi, to some extent. Yeah, very briefly, but she was involved. So whatever, there are a lot of opportunities there. So whatever, I don't know whether she learned something from that, but definitely there are opportunities in front of you. You can utilize that. So use that. Learn beyond your curriculum. That's very important. Research opportunities, such activities. Then always have some hobbies, not just academics, not just learning, not just profession, something beyond that. Personal life, self-care, have hobbies, have entertainment, have leisure. I told you this graph earlier. So there should be some proper balancing of everything together so that we are able to succeed. So all those things can make us happy. This is some of the strategies I just want to mention. Now I have a question. How many squares do you see here? You can write in the chat box. Now, how many squares you see in the I want you to write in the chat box. Okay. How many squares do you see in the screen? I want to see how many of you are there. Just a time check. Can anyone write? How many squares? Maybe small 16, Monica, 16, Adnan, 26, Monica, 16, Adnan, 26, Madhavi, 21, Gaurav, 31, Minimal James, 27, Prachi Tevari, 26. Yes. Waiting for more answers. 26, Shashwat, sorry if I spell your names incorrect. Sorry for that. Anupam, 26. Then Bhagya can see 31. 31, 31. Any more answers? This is like a auction. Now I don't take anything less than 31. Anyone has above 31? You can write it down. Yes. So some of you said 31. Can I know who is that? Bhagesri and Gaurav. Gaurav, can you just unmute yourself and tell and come on the video and tell where are the 31 squares? Gaurav?
Yeah, sir. Actually, I think I have applied a formula. I don't know
Okay.
whether I'm correct or not. It's
Okay.
4 square plus 3 square plus 2 square plus 1 plus I have added the whole square. That's why 31.
Okay, that's good. So that formula works. So you got a 31 number or 30? What is the number you got?
I got 31 actually. I have added that extra one, I guess, for the whole square.
Okay, the whole square also is a square. Yes.
It must be 30.
So 31. Yes. Yeah. Now that's good. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for all of you for done this effort, and thank you for Bhagya also for giving the right answer. Now another person got 30. Okay, this is a good way of calculating. But when you look at the table, generally what we do, we just look at the table and count it, isn't it? So when you generally count it, what is the number you see? It is 16. What is obvious is 16, isn't it? So when you look at something, some situations, what you look when you look at it one time, you see the something which is obvious. That is 4 into 4 is 16. Okay, that's what Gaurav did. 4 into 4 square. Then 4 square plus 3 square plus, isn't it? 2 square plus 1. Okay, so when we look further, you will be able to identify more. So what is that? Initially, people saw only 16, but that is very true for all of us. When you look at career opportunities also is that. When you look into the world, you would see only few opportunities. But when you really look into options, you will get multitude of options in front of us. When we look for further. So always make sure that we look critically, analyze your own. So the social work career path, you need to develop a social work career path. How do we do that? The first and foremost thing is that as you have identified from the case studies or the examples I've shared with you, you need to have certifications. Certifications are additional qualifications you achieve in your life after your master's program or a PhD program. Every day you learn new things. Every day you learn things. I have done some around 40 MOOC courses during this period. During this period for the last 5-6 years. So additional qualification, additional knowledge is very important. Develop transferable skills. You look at your own skills and develop your skills. If you want to excel in a career, continuously be a continuous learner. Develop, be a reflective practitioner. Reflect on yourself. Then specialized knowledge. So you need to develop specialized knowledge. You need to be a known in a particular field. What is your field of practice? Develop your niche. Develop your passion so that you are a known person that field of practice. Okay. Whenever people look about a particular issue, immediately the name will come. Oh, so and so is an expert in this field. Very good. Now, network and connect with professionals. Networking. So this is a very crucial thing. Network. Key aspect in social work because we have network. So how do we network? Social media is the best way of networking. Have a good LinkedIn profile. Connect with people. Post something. Comment on people's post. Read things. I don't do that very often, but I have a fairly good LinkedIn account, but I don't do that very often. But I'm telling is that if you want to be noticed, network with people. Networking is very important. Professional associations, networking sites, use that. LinkedIn is a very good platform for it network, for a professional networking. So we have to always have distinction between a LinkedIn and a Facebook. A Facebook is actually, or an Instagram, which is meant for our personal connections, maintenance of more of a personal, informal connections and friendships and things like that. But I have recently found that some people started using LinkedIn also the same way. No, LinkedIn is only for professional purpose. Use it only for professional purpose. Share only information which are professional in nature, not something related to a personal life. But Facebook and other things, probably I would say you can share both because it has a mixed possibilities. So networking is very important. Social media is very good, but always mind it. Your language, grammar, English, everything. No, I know I don't think any problem with any of you, but still I'm telling all those things matters. When you post something in a Facebook or a social media platform, beware that you have been watched. So always make sure, think twice before you post something so that you are able to develop that thing. Now identify ways to convey your knowledge to others. How are you going to convey your knowledge? How are we going to do that? I'm doing that now through a webinar with you. I have been doing that with my professional colleagues in Kerala as well as across the country. So several programs. I was invited to the national NAPSI webinar episode organized by students. I was invited to several programs by several universities and colleges from other states. So I'm actually using my networking skills to convey my knowledge to others. I'm able to convey my knowledge in different fields, not in this. This is actually just a preparatory thing. Utilize your expertise to contribute to the profession. Always contribute. Write articles. I'm not a good successful person in that. Write articles, write books, do that. So that once you apply for a job, immediately they know you. You don't have to introduce yourself. They know you. They'll just take you, absorb you. So impart knowledge to others through field instruction, guest lecturing, formal training, adjunct teaching, all those things. So this is actually can help you to travel further in your career path. So make sure that we do these things. This I am telling from my own experience as well as from the literature I've searched for this purpose this time. So the opportunities galore, employment of sectors, scholarships, higher education scholarship opportunities, all are in front of us. Another 5 minutes of my boring lecture for you. Now, what are they? One of the very important scholarship, Commonwealth scholarships. Numerous opportunities. You get hundreds of scholarships available online. I'm just telling about 3 of them, not all of them. Commonwealth scholarships are very important scholarships available to people from Commonwealth countries like India. We get opportunities mostly in UK, but there are opportunities in Singapore, there are opportunities in New Zealand from the common scholarships. Make a watch of this. Always watch these sites. I know someone else's mic is on. Rashmi, can you just mute Ravindra? I'm just muting Ravindra. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so Commonwealth scholarship is, so just go to the site and find it out. Lot of opportunities. I know all these scholarship people want to have competitive applicants. They want to have the large number of applicants. So don't hesitate to apply. Sometimes you may not be successful in one attempt, but when you try several times, you do that. You get it. You get scholarships. Without apply, you don't get it. Another thing is this, you know, this is actually the Fulbright scholarships. Sometimes we think that these are all unachievable. It's possible. This is possible to achieve. It's called United States India Education Foundation scholarships, Fulbright scholarships. So you can actually go to the IEF site and identify lot of scholarship opportunities in their site and apply for master's program, PhD programs, or such other additional master's program, diploma programs, lot of opportunities. I'm not exaggerating anything because these are all golden opportunities. You will be funded fully. You don't have to spend any pie from your pocket. You will be taken care of very well. Very sumptuous amount of funding for your scholarship. So don't hesitate to apply. The first one is Commonwealth. Second is the Fulbright scholarships available. There are students availability. There are different things for mid-career faculty and other things, but you can look at what is suitable for you the best possible. Next is the Erasmus funding. Erasmus funding is from the European Union or the European Commission's funding. Fabulous funding for master's program, dual master's program, youth exchange program, so many funding. This is actually the European Union's funding for European countries. So if you want to go to UK, Commonwealth funding is very good. Erasmus, if you want to go to European universities, you can get it. You can get it. I've been part of at least 2 Erasmus programs. I've been part of the German Academic Exchange Program. Another opportunity is called DAD, D-A-A-D, DAD. Is called German Academic Exchange Program. So you can travel the world. You can enjoy the life in other part of the world. Learn and come back. No compulsion that you should go and stay there. There are a lot of people. Abhijit, he had come back to India. He went to USA with a scholarship and studied there. He did his PhD, but he returned to India. Now he is working in India. So it doesn't mean that you should always go back to those countries and work there, but these are opportunities for you to see the world. I remember I had a project from the Indian International Association of Schools of Social Work. We had a network of social work professors from various 7 countries. So we used to have several meetings. So one of the meetings I went to Finland, and I've traveled quite a while in quite a lot in different countries. So in Finland, I saw a girl. She is from Romania, and she has been for the last 1 year. She has been traveling on Erasmus funding. She is doing a master's degree with one of the universities, but she got a Erasmus funding, and she has been traveling throughout the Europe, and she was attending this program also. What I'm telling is that students have a lot of opportunities. So make use of the funding opportunities. Look for it. So it's not just employment. You don't have to hurry to get an employment immediately after master's program. Do a better program. Do something to enhance your skills and things so that you are able to establish in a career. Do that. Now it's your turn. Okay. Now it's your turn to act, not my turn. Okay. There are a lot of opportunities in different sectors. If you look at any sectors in the world, you find social work relevance is very clear. So there are social workers employed in various sectors, livelihood programs, child development programs, child protection services, a lot of programs you are involved. So social workers have a lot of possibilities in front of you. It's our turn to work on it. And what are my action steps? Let's write it down. What are my action steps for this? What am I going to do after this session? Am I going to go and read some literature on scholarships? Am I going to read about some field I am interested in? Am I going to identify my niche area of practice? Am I going to understand my passion? Am I going to understand my character strengths? I have told you enough things to do for today or these days. Many times after these type of lectures, you feel motivated, but after some time you may lose it. Okay. So with that, I end here. Questions. Thank you. These are some of the references I've used for this lecture. Thank you. I can be reached at anish@rajagiri.edu. If you want to talk to me or converse with me any point of time, this is my email address, anish@rajagiri.edu. Thank you. Thank you. Now its floor is open for. I have told Lakshmi that I will finish in 1 hour. Okay, though we have 2 hours time, but I know that sitting in front of a computer listening to someone for more than an hour is too bad. So I don't want to do that. So I'm done. Now you can, some of you can come online and tell your comments. There will not be no need to ask questions. You can tell your comments, views, then you can continue. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Before we end the session, does anyone have any questions or clarifications to make? You can either type in or directly ask the question yourself.
It could be comments too, no questions. I am sitting in front of the cream of India social professionals. Okay, I want you to respond. I told you, you are not alone. You are representing your institution. You are representing yourself. You are representing the profession. Please ask me questions, or not questions, just comments. Just say comments about whatever I told. That is enough. I don't want to. I'm not an expert to answer all the questions, but you can just comment, please. Anupam, you want to add something? That Anupam's video is on. That's why you're.
So there's a question in the chat box also.
Okay. Bhagyasri wanted to know about. I want to know about projects. How to find them and how will I work? Okay, very good. So I would say, see, basically I did not focus specifically on any employment, but I just focused on how you find out. The first and foremost thing is that you need to identify what is your interest area, where you want to work, what type of clientele you want to work with, For example, you want to work with children, you want to work with adults, you want to work with women, you want to work with elderly, you want to work with industrial workers, if you want to work with, so you can have n number of possibilities. Social work, that's the advantage as well as disadvantage of social work is that we don't have a one single field. We can work anywhere, any client group. For example, starting from a newborn child to a person who is in the deathbed, that's the palliative care. You can work anywhere. So first identify that what is your passionate area, interest area, your liking, so your MSW has a specialization, you know, you are specialized in one field. You understand your field, understand your interest. That's the first thing. Once you understand that, then you can start applying, looking for employment opportunities. So one of the best things for good employment opportunities are usually published in something called developed jobs. Developed jobs, you are familiar with it. DevNet jobs. Okay, so you can go and register with the DevNet, so you get updates. So every social development, lot of development projects, developed jobs are, lot of development projects opportunities are notified in the developed jobs. That's the first thing. So that's one way of finding out. The second way is that once you identify your passion and your interest, identify organizations which are good organizations in this field. So look for search, do Google search, or listen from your friends when they do a practicum, listen from your professors about organizations. Identify good organizations who are working in that field. List down them. Target the organization. How do you target? You know what type of job design they have. What is the job description they have for a social work entry level post? What is the job description they have for a social work position in that organization? Understand that. Once you understand that, then prepare your CV according to that. So always make sure that you don't have one single CV that fits for every organization. Okay, always keep this in mind. Never have a single CV which is fitting for every organization. No, you have to develop CVs which is fitting for different organizations. If you are applying for a particular organization, project your that type of a skill and training and those things so that you are able to impress the person who is reviewing the CVs. Very important. Now, the third option is that once you find out the organization, you can even apply for internship. So you know that this is the best organization in this field. Why don't you apply for internship with them? So that they will give you an opportunity to work with them. They will know you better than an interview, single interview. So once you go there, do passionately, work yourself well, then you will definitely be able to be hired. So that's another way. So let me sum up. So basically, the first thing is identify your passion and interest, identifying possible organizations, apply for employment based on their requirements. Always make sure requirements are important. Then always look for development jobs for such notifications, and always make sure that your CV is fitting to their organization, and you need to prepare well. So whenever we go for an interview, you know about that program. For example, you are going to be taken to a particular program in an organization. Suppose you want to work in a CSR program in a company. You need to know what are their major areas of interventions. What is this company all about? What are their major goals? What are the value system they follow? Why do they operate on a CSR program? What are the components of their CSR program? Identify also who are the key persons over there. Go through the website, go through that information so that you are prepared, well prepared for organization. So that you, and also understand the legal system related to that. For example, you go for a CSR employment, look for the Companies Act. What is the CSR provisions Companies Act? What is that areas where people can do CSR activities? Look at that. Or whatever field you want to choose, always make sure that you learn about that organization field so that you go well informed. And the interviewers will become impressed. When you go with knowledge, know what happens is you can lead the interview. I like interviews which are led by the candidates, not by me as an interviewer. Okay, because interviewers do not want to ask so many questions, but if you give very good clues for, or that's what people say, there's something called you open a door. You're actually opening a door in front of the interviewer. Then what happens? The interviewer will knock on the door and you have so many things to show inside it. So how you do that? You in interview, you do that. What you do, you input these things in your CV as well as an interview, in introduction part about your strengths, so that they will get that clue. So they will start knocking on that door of your strengths. Then you have so many things to show them. That is the way interviewers are impressed. Okay, thank you. Okay, now Samir. So you talked
So
about
there's another
values.
question.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Samir's question, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi, you're talking about that, no?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
And Medhavi has also raised her hand.
Okay, I will come to Medhavi. So Medhavi, you can speak now. Samir, I'll take the question next, so that you can speak. Medhavi.
So I don't know if this question makes sense or not.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like everybody talks about making a goal or setting a goal,
Mm-hmm.
and then to achieve it. So I don't know, but then does it not sounds very rigid to make a goal and just work for it?
Yeah.
And it might be very demotivating if a person doesn't achieve that goal. Like for making a goal 10 years before and then working for that and not being a not being able to achieve it.
Okay.
So it sounds very rigid. So don't you think that it should be flexible, like work for
Yeah.
2 years and then you
Yeah.
can just think
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what we should go for next? So if you can comment on this.
Excellent, excellent question, Madhavi. I liked it. What if there is no goal?
If there is no goal, I guess as there are people who say that I want to achieve this, like for like a 20-year plan. So I guess
Okay.
the goal should be like a person who wants to see themselves on that position.
Yes.
So basically I guess according to me, it should be not like a long term goal but a short term
Yes.
goal, like a division of goals to so that if that is not and plus there should be a B plan as well, so that a person
Okay.
is not
Good.
demotivated.
Good. Good. That's a very perfect answer. I don't have to answer that. You had the answer in you. The basic thing is that I usually I don't talk about goals. Rather, I talk about goal orientation. So in my previous project also, one of the component of my project, two projects I did with children's homes in Government of Kerala homes and also with the school children. So the focus was on goal orientation, nothing about goals. You said, okay, you have a fixed goal that you will be becoming an IAS officer and sometimes you fail to achieve that. It can be really troublesome. And because that can haunt you, this goal can haunt you also. So as you said, it's very correct. It's very important that in social work, as we believe in social work also, we don't believe in the outcome, rather we believe in the process. So let us have the process well, but that should have some indicators. The process should have some indicators. As you said, that is the short-term goals. So let us have some indicators of success so that in any program, if there is no indicator of success, what will happen is it will become so unruly. It cannot be managed properly. You cannot manage your life. So you become very vague. So what is important is you have to have a goal orientation. That means something to achieve in life, something to do the best in our life. Because that's what people say. If you are wherever you are, if you need to be the best, when you best means that is not the type of a cognitive distortion I want to bring in, but the thinking that I need to do best, I will try my best. That's an attitude. So that attitude is better. The process matters more than the outcome. Outcome will follow. Generally, outcome will follow the process. If you do the process correctly, the outcome will follow. So I think that is my perspective on that. I don't believe in this rigid goal setting and fixing upon that and giving a lot of stress and trouble on that. But a goal orientation is very important. So what you want to achieve? So look at yourself from down the line, 10 years from the now, where do you want to be? At least don't think that you sit in this seat, but you need to think that what probably how you will be positioned, what type of movement you will be having. That is very important. I used to ask children when I engage them in classes. I'll ask them, imagine about an aeroplane. I do not ask you because you're not that children, but I have used with the elder people also. I'll ask them to imagine about an aeroplane. So some people will think that okay, they're traveling in an aeroplane. Some of them will see that they are seeing an aeroplane which is going up. Someone will see that they are traveling in the sitting in the seat of an aeroplane. The air hostess is serving the food. Someone will see that they are in the business class and traveling. A lot of things. But what is important is that why are they traveling? Where are they traveling to? That matters more than whether they're traveling or not. So I used to emphasize on that, because where are you traveling to? So that matters much more than what you do. So there should be something on that. That's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Sir.
an excellent question, Madhavi. Anupam switched off his video and went off. When I called his name, no. That's okay, Anupam. No problem. No
I'm
comparison.
here, sir.
No problem. Because I like the faces I see. That's what. Sumedha I can see. Sumedha and Anupam I can see. But I know that many of you are already. Anupam?
I'll keep it turned on.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Because the thing is that no, we are human relations professionals, no. So we need to see people's faces so that I get some. So when I saw you nodding, oh, okay, some acknowledgement, I'm getting some motivation to continue. Sumedha, okay. Okay, any other questions? If you don't have to prolong further, because
Sir, there's one by Samir.
okay, so sorry, I forgot. Samir's question. Samir, you talked about values and growth. So values change person to person. How can I be sure that certain things are adding value to me? And what seems adding value to me today could be worthless in future. How should I be sure about values for a longer run? It's very tough to come and talk to intelligent students, no? That's the problem. I like Samir, your question is really good. I have some perspective on that. Basically, values, again, I say, just like goals, values are not, again, fixed values. Values are and value orientation. So when I say, when you learn social profession, you learn values of equality, values of social justice, values of honesty, integrity. You learn so many values in social profession. That is a fixed values for social profession, because we want to work with clientele of different nature, we need to have these values. That is the first thing. So values are basically something which will keep you in this profession. So profession has a certain set of values which are sort of fixed, but it will vary from person to person, place to place. Something you value in our country may not be valued very much in other country. For example, I've been recently working with a organization in UK called the Children and Families Across Borders. I work with them as an international social work consultant. Wherever they have Indian families having trouble in USA, UK, then I have to do some family study here, because I just use that as an opportunity for learn new things. So what I found is that many times when I have conversation with a social worker over there on a Skype or on a Microsoft Teams, and I found it so much different. Now UK people think that okay, sleeping having 7 members in a family is a big number family. Too many members in the family. They think that okay, parents and children stay lie down on the same bed and sleep. That's a problem. Okay, so again, so a lot of differences. So means, as you said, it's very clear, Samir. Values are personal. There are something called personal values and professional values. So there should not be a conflict between this personal self and the professional self. So we have studied that in the classrooms, no? The personal self and the personal self. So there could be a conflict between personal values and professional values, but always make sure that when we are a practicing professional, we have to follow the values of the profession along with without missing our own personal values. So sometimes, as you said, values are very transient. They can be very dynamic in nature, because the value, something you valued very much earlier in life may not be the same thing which is valued at this point of time. The things the different generations, there is something called generation gaps. Something I value as a parent may not be valued very much in my children. But I really understand nowadays, my children, I have a boy who's studying 10th standard and a girl who's studying 6th standard. And whenever I make some comments about something, just like a social professional, they say, no, that is racist comment. That is sexist comment. They start telling me this, because young children are thinking very differently than you. Recently, my daughter told that, I don't know what way you people, elder people think. I don't understand the way youth people think. Because the value system they understand is different from they understand now and what I understand as a value. So it's very dynamic in nature. So important thing is that our value is that a value for helping. So anything which is, so I would say the primary value is very simple: best interest of the client. All other things follow. Whoever is your client, the best interest of your client is the primary value we have to put. Let that change accordingly, according to the culture, according to the situation, according to the years. But let us hold this basic value. Whatever we do as a professional social worker has to be in the best interest of the client, the person who are working. May not be sometimes. I even say that you can even forget the values of the system where you work, but value is that system more than system, the person, the client is important for us. I think that is, I don't know whether I have answered it fully, but it's a very complex thing. But obviously, we need to have a value orientation than just having fixed values. Thank you, Samir, for this question. I also thought something about it when I heard this question. Thank you, Samir. I think there are no other interventions. Then, Lakshmi, can you call it a day?
So there is a feedback.
Yes, Mrinalini has commented that it was a really informative, insightful, and motivational session.
Okay, I would like you to have some comments in the chat box about how did you feel about the session, so that I have some feedback, positive or negative, also, some improvements also, so that I will know how did you feel.
So just to add to what Mrinalini said,
Yes,
I mean,
Anupam.
We don't really have this kind of professional discussions in college, like as much as we should have. So this session was really insightful in that sense. So I want to thank you as well as the CGPC committee.
Thank you, Anupam. Now the mic is over to you, Lakshmi.
Yes, sir. Sumedha will take over.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. There are still some feedbacks coming in the chat.
Hello, Sumedha.
Hello? Am I audible?
Is she audible?
Yes,
Your
yes.
voice is a bit feeble, Sumedha, bit feeble. But we can hear you, but bit feeble.
1 minute.
Hello.
Hello, am I audible? Am I clear now?
Sir, there are comments in the chat box.
Yeah, I can see it.
Sumedha, hello, are you there?
I think she is there. We can hear you also, but that's okay. You can continue, Sumedha. No problem.
Hello.
Now you're audible.
Yes, Sumedha, continue.
So I want to extend immense gratitude to Anish sir from the CGPC team for giving us the opportunity to listen to you and hear your experiences and get motivated. I hope this session was helpful for all the students, and some of them have already shared their feedbacks. And it was really interesting that you could make this session interactive with those small questions and those um, with the knowledge that you shared. So thank you so much, sir, for being here and for engaging with us and for making this a wonderful learning experience. Thank you.
So thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you all. Thank you all for thank you the participants. Very good comments you have given. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye-bye. I think the host has come to me. So can I end the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Because it somehow by mistake, I think I become the host here. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.